Well, I think California and Germany have joint challenges. We both want to increase our renewables by 50% by 2030. And the key question is, how do we do that? And there are not that many countries where you can find regulators and grid operators which are really interested in that question because they don't have those high shares of wind and solar yet. My main takeaway is that the regulators here are struggling with exactly the same questions as we are, so that's kind of, in a way, relieving that we are not missing something, they're not on a different track there. And my impression is that we are relying much more on the market than California is, with both pros and cons. So it's always the risk of market being imperfect and market failure. On the other hand, there's also the risk of regulation prescribing the wrong things. And to find that level of equilibrium between the right regulation and what the markets can do, I think that's the key challenge we're both struggling with. I was surprised with the great interest in a more homegrown electricity, solar PV here in California, and on the other hand, not having yet really thought through what that would mean for financing the grids and financing the renewable portfolios and all that. Because that's what we are actually already see in Germany. You have to rehaul your whole financing system of your electricity bases when all those people produce electricity themselves. Well, one thing is very clear. I mean, it's the famous duck curve in the sense that we'll have high ramping rates that come with more shares of solar, especially. And we have exactly the same situation in Germany. The second is the more you move into renewables, the less the fossil fuels will be used. But you still want the gas-fired power plant to be there in that situation when there's neither wind nor sun. So what is the financing mechanism for a gas-fired power station that only runs 200 hours a year? And then the third issue I already mentioned, that's about how do we integrate all that local homegrown solar electricity into a broader system and have it work together while not compromising the efficiency of the whole. Basically, it's two issues. One is the front runners probably need more time to talk to each other, so this was just an introduction, and the next time we should be skipping that introduction and go directly in medias res, as we say, directly touching those issues with more time. The second is, I think we front runners have an obligation to spread the word to other regions that are not yet there. So basically giving them comfort that reaching that first step, the 30%, which California and Germany both have reached now, that's doable. So don't worry, go and do that step, and we'll also be able to tell you the 50% story in 2 years from now. But don't wait, already start now. When it comes to actually really tackling global climate change, it's all about ramping up renewables within the next 10-15 years globally. Those that are at the front, that's Germany, California, Denmark, Italy, Spain. But there are also other regions in the US. There's Colorado, which has high shares. There are parts of the East Coast. So maybe we should assemble more from those regions as well. And then we need to take the second step, and that is talking to India, talking to China, to South Africa, all those countries, that are basically on the verge of deciding whether or not they should be building new coal or go into a renewables route.